Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the first call in the Power Platform track for the NG 30 Days of Learning program. So glad to have you all on board with us this evening. I'm Jaflet Mamu. I am a cloud advocate to the Next Generation Experiences team at Microsoft. Before we get started with our first class, I would love to walk you through what the 30 Days of Learning program is and how it's going to benefit you all. Again, if you have not already, be sure to apply through the link, which we'll be sharing in the chat. Share with all of your friends so they can also be part of this. The 30 Days of Learning program is divided into three categories. You have the data analytics with Power BI, you have the Power Platform track, which we are currently on, and we have the data science and machine learning track. The goal of these different tracks is to help you get the best skill and utilize this period where ASU is currently on strike. But extending outside the ASU strike, we also want you to acquire the necessary skills to help you become the next generation of developers and builders, the next set of people who are going to be solving key problems affecting the world. So please, if you haven't already, again, I would say jump on any of these tracks. They'll be running concurrently. We had the session data science track earlier today, and we also had the session for the data analytics with Power BI track earlier today. Now it's for the Power Platform track. Aside being part of this amazing training, you also have the opportunity to set up the Microsoft developer account, which we had set up last week. Also set up the Microsoft Azure account where you have $100 to build solutions on Microsoft Azure. You also have access to Microsoft employees who would be here to support and guide you. Bethany joining from Kenya, Someleze, who would be leading this track alongside myself from South Africa, and Olariwanju, who is also a Microsoft employee, Liz Stotts, who is also the principal cloud advocate manager and behind this entire program. So all of us are behind this entire program and we're here to guide you. You also have Microsoft MVPs, you have Microsoft certified trainers, and you have other professionals who would be supporting you on this journey. You have Microsoft Learn Student ambassadors who are also here and would be supporting you. And you could also have the opportunity to become a Microsoft Learn Student ambassador. If you haven't already, please be sure to check out the Cloud Skills Challenge in any of these tracks. The link to the Cloud Skills Challenge for the Power Platform track has already been posted in Discord server. So please be sure to share it, utilize it, continue learning and doing all the amazing things that you will need to do for these next 30 days. The goal of this, aside just being able to help you grow your skills, is for you to also get to participate in a very important competition known as Imagine Cup. So if you would love to bring on your ideas, if you would love to work more on projects, do more amazing stuffs, please be sure to take your learning seriously, work on those projects, and your projects will be part of Imagine Cup, which is the Microsoft's premier competition for students across the globe. You get a chance to win $100,000 of Azure credits and a mentorship with Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. You also get the opportunity to participate in Microsoft's Build, which just ended, and then Cloud Skills Challenge, which I had mentioned earlier, where you get to learn lots of amazing stuffs. For the next 30 days, we divided the learning period in two ways. First, the learning phase, and next, the practice phase. It's important you get to learn lots of amazing things. We'll be walking you through the 5 technologies that makes up Microsoft's Power Platform, Microsoft's Power Apps, Power Virtual Agents, Power Automate, and Power Pages. Yes, 4 technologies, Power BI for the data analytics track. walking through these four technologies in depth, but want to also help you to see the practicality of whatever you have learned. And so in the practice phase, you have 6 days to put into practice all you have learned throughout the entire period. Don't forget to register using the link aka.ms/ng 30 days of learning. You join the Discord server where you can join any of these tracks. Our first session for today is going to be walking you through an introduction to Microsoft's Power Platform. Taking this session would be Someleze Diko, who is a cloud advocate with the next generation experiences team here at Microsoft. He's joining all the way from South Africa. So at this point, I'll be passing the mic over to Someleze. At the end of the session, we'll take questions. So please keep your questions coming and we'll be sure to take them at the end. Hello, Someleze, over to you now.
All right. Thanks, Jefflet, for that amazing introduction. So I don't want to waste any more time. Welcome to the official start of the MG 30 Days of Learning. So today we are trying to kickstart you off with the Power Platform track, where we will be looking at what the Microsoft Power Platform has to offer. So my name is Someleze Diko, and I am a cloud advocate at Microsoft that is based in Durban, South Africa. So previously, before joining Microsoft, I was a student ambassador, Microsoft Learn student ambassador that was focused on the Power Platform as well. So I took advantage of the Power Platform while I was a student ambassador. And on top of that, I was previously employed at a local company within South Africa that was extensively using the Microsoft Power Platform to build solutions for their clients. Right. You must be wondering, what exactly are we here to do today? Today, we are more looking at understanding what is the Power Platform as a whole and understanding Power Apps. So we'll need to walk through what Power Apps actually is and what it really offers us, and understanding Power Automate, Power BI, Power Pages, and Power Virtual Agents. Why are we doing this? The reason is because before we can actually build anything through this program that we have, we need to understand the key concepts and the knowledge behind all of these different products that we are trying to use within this program. Right. So let's kick off by looking at the Microsoft Power Platform. The Microsoft Power Platform is a unified platform of low-code tools that spans Office 365, Azure, Dynamics 365, and standalone applications. This application help you build and analyze data, automate processes, and create virtual agents to transform your business. Obviously, people who are in business, like I mentioned earlier on, they were using the same Power Platform to actually build solutions for their clients. So as a student, you can also use the Power Platform to actually automate your specific needs or your specific requirements. So the Power Platform is a rapid application development platform that helps citizen developers with limited coding abilities to innovate and build new solutions faster in an environment and user experience that feels like PowerPoint and Excel. So obviously, once you start using the Power Platform, using Power Apps, Power Automate, or Power BI, you will actually see a familiar interface of the Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, where you can actually see all of these ribbons that you're used to, right? So the beyond use by citizen developers is that Power Platform actually requires no code to actually build all of these different solutions. So it is inclusive of everyone that wants to build solutions, even if you are from a health background or a human resources background or business management background, right? So that's what the Power Platform is. The Power Platform also is a transformative solution that brings together all kinds of developers and employees to collaborate and build solutions, whether no code, low code, or code first. Obviously, when you are using the Microsoft Power Platform, it actually helps you and your team to be unified whenever you are building solutions. So if you are doing a school project, for an example, at your university, and that project requires everyone's hands-on experience, you could literally use the Microsoft Power Platform to go around everyone from different backgrounds of either non-technical or technical, right? So what are we trying to do today? Today, we need to dive deep into each of the Power Platform products that we have, which are your Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, Power Virtual Agents, and the newest member of the family, Power Pages, right? We'll look at them one by one. Okay, I would like to actually take you onto a journey, just a small journey for this specific presentation around the Power Platform, right? You want to start off as building an application, right? Building apps. As a student, when I was still a student, I wanted to build an application no matter what. And how can I actually go about doing this? Because most of the time, I've always thought about people who are not from a technical background, and I've always thought about including them in building solutions. So we want to build applications, but we want to be inclusive of everyone. How do we do this? We can do this with Power Apps, but really, what is Power Apps? So Power Apps is a suite of apps, services, connectors, and a data platform that provides an environment for rapidly developing applications and building custom apps for your requirements, right? Using Power Apps, you can quickly build custom business apps or your personal use apps that you want to use on your daily to day productivity that you want that connect to your data stored either in the underlying data platform. So the underlying data platform is Microsoft Dataverse or in various online and on-premises data sources like your SharePoint, Excel, Office 365, Dynamics 365, SQL Server, and so on. So also OneDrive, just know OneDrive is also included in those data sources because you need to use OneDrive within Power Apps when you start off. Right. So we can build apps with Power Apps using less code or no code, and we can extend those apps by building an automated solution using Power Automate, right? Why am I saying this? Remember, the key thing I said to you just now is that I am taking you on a journey. The first step of our journey was building an app. So now we want to extend our app by actually adding an automated solution with that. How do we do that? We add Power Automate. But what exactly is Power Automate? We need to understand Power Automate. So from building this application to extending it by adding an automated solution, you would actually want to make it more usable with more functionality, with more requirements. How can you do this? You want specific workflows. So, for an example, people who are used to coding and they have coding experiences, they're using GitHub, and there's certain workflows within GitHub. You would then want to have certain workflows within your app or within your Power Platform solution that you're trying to build. How do you do this? You can do this with Power Automate, but we need to understand what Power Automate is, right? Power Automate, in the name Automate itself, is an online workflow service that automates actions across the most common apps and services. So when you sign up, you can connect to more than 500 services and can manage data either in the cloud or in premises sources like SharePoint and Microsoft SQL Server. So I normally use people who are from a coding background, but obviously, like I said, the Power Platform is inclusive of everyone. I normally use this example because most of the time, what we have been faced with as people who talk about the Power Platform is it's just a drag and drop platform and it doesn't really do much. We can only use it for prototyping. That's not true. The Power Platform is much more powerful than that. That's the reason why you hear the word Microsoft SQL Server so much because Even pro code developers can use the Power Platform to extend their solutions that they build, either if they have a data source or database from SQL Server or they have it on Azure. Right. The list of applications you can use with Power Automate grows constantly. Obviously, I'm talking about all the different connectors that you have there. For an example, you can use an action that is connected to your Gmail account. You can use connectors that are connected to your Outlook account, to your OneDrive account. The list goes on. So with Power Automate, here's a few things that you can actually achieve using it. Firstly, you can instantly respond to high priority notifications or emails. Remember, I just mentioned Outlook and Gmail. You can capture, track, and follow with new sales leads. So obviously, that is more business centric. The reason for this program, again, which I'm iterating again, is for you to gain the experience and see how to actually properly apply all of the skills that we are trying to give to you. That's why you hear us talking about how you would apply this in a business environment. The next would be copying all email attachment to your OneDrive for either a business account or a personal account. So for an example, just a small example that I normally use every day is that you have a very busy email account or a mailbox where you get all these different kinds of emails from your friends, your subscriptions that you have from Netflix or all of those things. But now you want the important emails to remain important. What do you do then within a busy mailbox? You want to look at, for an example, if you are applying for a job, or if, for an example, you are running a small business, but you always are looking for invoices from people so that you can be able to invoice them properly. So now your inbox is very busy. So the first thing you can do is to use Power Automate and build a Power Automate flow that would listen in to your email that is very busy and check for a specific subject line. So for an example, your subject line in the email, normally people are using invoice or invoice for a specific thing. And then once Power Automate finds that email when it comes in, it will then extract the attachments from that email and the message text, of course, depending on your needs, take it and store it onto OneDrive. You yourself don't need to look at your emails if you want to look at important stuff, but you can actually go to your OneDrive and see that, okay, this is what I got from Netflix, Spotify, from my university, and these are the attachments they actually sent me. So I don't need to worry myself by looking through emails that I'm pretty much sure that you don't really look at, and they way too much spamming on your email account. So now you want to look at the important ones. So you can achieve that through Power Automate. Then obviously the last two is that you can collect data about your business or your personal account and share that information with your team. So if you're working on a team, you are able to collect data. For an example, this NG 30 days of learning, what you can do now is that, for an example, if we ever built a Microsoft form, that Microsoft form will be capturing all of the information from you guys. Then we use a Power Automate flow to actually take all of those responses, because we can't necessarily go to a Microsoft form and look at it properly to see what the responses were. But we can use Power Automate to actually take those responses and store them in a centralized place, like for an example, SharePoint or an Excel spreadsheet. So from there, we can just go and open up our Excel spreadsheet and see a structured data collected from all of you guys. That's one of the ways you can actually apply Power Automate. The last one, you can automate approval workflows. So if you are working with approvals within your company, or for an example, you are trying to properly structure yourself in terms of your spendings and your expenses, then that means that if you want to spend something, you need to send yourself an approval and a good reason why you want to spend your money on a specific thing, either a tech gadget or you want to buy food. Then you can build you can build a Power Automate flow that is working with approvals, whether you approve or you disapprove of that. So I've been talking quite a lot about Power Automate. I'm really passionate about it because it helps us automate quite a lot of things that are happening around us. But now that you understand how to build an app and added a Power Automate, an automated solution, You would then want to visualize your app's data through Power BI, right? Which is something that was mentioned earlier on. We know that the data science track is actually using Power BI to visualize data. So your next step would want to use the data that you collected from your application and the data that you collected using your Power Automate solution, visualize it and build dashboards and reports because you want to see how much data and how people are interacting with your application, the data that you presented to them. So you would want to visualize that with Power BI, but before you can visualize data with Power BI, you need to understand the core processes or what really Power BI is. So Power BI is a collection of software services, apps, and connectors that work together to turn your unrelated sources of data. Remember, I just said to you, your app's data and the automated solution that you built into coherent, visually immersive, and interactive insights. What am I talking about? I'm talking about what you see on the screen. There's a small video that is happening here on the screen. This is a Power BI dashboard where you're actually visualizing all of this data that you've collected from unrelated sources. For an example, the apps data that we built just a minute ago with Power Apps, and the automated solution that we built a minute ago with Power Automate. Now we're bringing all of that data together and we're visualizing it and putting it in a dashboard. So now you don't necessarily really need to learn how to program. So people who are not from a technical background, if they want to do data analysis, they can actually build dashboards using Power BI. So whether your data is a simple Microsoft Excel workbook or a collection of cloud-based and on-premises hybrid data warehouses, Power BI lets you easily connect to your data sources, visualize or discover what's important, and share that with anyone or everyone you want to share it with, right? Again, I just explained to you that you can use literally all of these three Power Platform products that I just mentioned to you with literally any of the other Office 365 applications that we are used to, which is your PowerPoint, your Microsoft Excel, which is something I just mentioned now. So if you have data on an Excel spreadsheet, you can create a dashboard out of that. Instead of going through a tedious way of building a report using Microsoft Excel, I know I do that quite a lot of times when I have to build dashboards and reports. This time you can use Power BI to actually visualize your data and create all of those dashboards that you need. Obviously, Power BI also has Power FX and DAX formulas where you are able to use and manipulate your data properly based on your needs. So again, with Power BI, you can build these dashboards without needing to write any code, without needing to understand any technical background from anyone. It's very inclusive of everyone around that wants to build all of these different solutions. So now that we understand what Power BI, Power Automate, and Power Apps are, the next thing now, instead of visualizing this data, we visualize our data. You want to share the data insights with everyone in your team, or for an example, it's a school project and you want everyone to see how much data you've collected and how people are interacting with the application that you've built. You want to share those insights and visualizations on a website, right? How can you do this? You can do this with Power Pages, right? Power Pages can allow you to build a website and you can be able to put your data visualizations and dashboards and reports on Power Pages on your website. But before you can share your data, insights, and visualizations on Power Pages, you need to understand what is Power Pages exactly. So again, this is an introduction to the Power Platform. So you need to understand all of the different things that are coming with Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents, and Power Pages. What is Power Pages really, Someleze? Microsoft Power Pages is a secure enterprise-grade, low-code software as a service platform for creating and hosting and administrating modern external-facing websites. Whether you are a low-code maker or a professional developer, Power Pages enables you to rapidly design, configure, and publish websites that seamlessly work across web browsers and devices. The biggest, the biggest advantage and the biggest benefit from using the Power Platform is that you are able to build applications and solutions that can be used from any specific type of device. So cross-platform, you can build this, and someone who's using an iOS can be able to access your solution. Someone who's using an Android can access your solution. Someone who's using a Windows PC can actually access your solution. Right. So Power Pages also enables everyone to create those websites using low code and no code with pre-built templates all from scratch. So obviously, just like Power Apps as well, you are able to build a website based off of a template that you find on Power Pages, or you can actually build it from scratch based on your specific needs. And Power Pages, like I mentioned earlier on when we started this presentation, they are the newest member of the Power Platform products announced at Build. So this is one of my favorite announcements during Build. So obviously you guys can also tag me on Twitter as well and share your favorite announcements that you had on Microsoft Build, either about the Power Platform or any other technology that was announced. Right. To carry on with our journey, you want to make your newly built website more user-friendly, right, and accommodative. So how would you want to do this? You would want to add a bot with Power Virtual Agents, maybe. Why am I saying this? The reason is because you know that you want this big website of yours to have people to come into it, use it properly, and when they are able to use this specific website from you, they can be able to have a step-by-step process where they can get help. So normally we know that a lot of websites have FAQs pages where you see commonly asked questions. But now if you want to spice up your website, you can actually add bots, a chatbot onto your website so that they can be able to have an interactive chat with the chatbot or with your website so that they can feel like they're more thought of and they can feel like their problems are being solved. So there are multiple ways of building a chatbot for websites, from you can code it from scratch to building it using Azure. So I know Azure as well, you don't necessarily need to write any code. The Microsoft Power Platform, though, has its own product focused on building intelligent bots for your solutions through Power Virtual Agents. And we can actually take a brief dive on what Power Virtual Agents is. Power Virtual Agents addresses many of the major issues with bot building in the industry today. It eliminates the gap between the subject matter aspects and the development teams building the bots, and the long latency between teams recognizing an issue and updating the bot to address it. So you are able to build your Power Virtual Agent, your intelligent bot, note that, without having to wait for a very long time. So if you want to address a specific issue within your team and you are working on a team on an enterprise level, you are able to build chatbots from an instant. And you can easily create your own virtual agents, which is powerful chatbots without the need for developers or data scientists by using a guided graphical user interface. So it's a no-code graphical user interface. You can see the picture on the screen. This is how Power Virtual Agents looks like. You can also integrate Power Virtual Agents with the products and services you use every day using hundreds of pre-built connectors by building custom workflows, using Power Automate, or creating complex scenarios with the Microsoft Bot framework. One thing I love about the Power Platform is that everything is connected. You can either use all of these products that I just mentioned to you separately, but you can also use them together. You build a better solution by using them together. Right, I've given you this journey. I took you from building an application, taking the next step and making it better by adding an automated solution by using Power Automate. And then right after that, the app data that is taken from the users using the app and the automated solution, You wanted to visualize it and create dashboards and reports out of it. So what do? We then created a dashboard or report using Power BI. Right. Now, the next step in our journey, we had the dashboard report, but now we wanted to make it publicly available because at the end of the day, I won't be the only one who's reading that data, or you won't be the only one who's just looking at that data, because in a sense, it may seem rather a bit tedious to have to look at the data on your own. You want to share those insights with peers, friends, teammates, and the world. So your next step was then to build a website without writing any code. We built that website. You can build that website using Power Pages, which is our newly added member onto the Power Platform products. And then right after that, to make the website much more user-friendly and actually helping the users to feel more welcome on the website, what did we do? We created a chatbot using Power Virtual Agents. So now you must be wondering, what's the next step? We have all of this information, right? We understand what the Power Platform is. So what's next, right? So you are part of this NG 30 Days of Learning program. So the resources I have for you currently is that you can start off by carrying on with the program and also shoot for the Power Platform Fundamentals Certification exam. Make sure you take part in the Cloud Skills Challenge, because there's a Cloud Skills Challenge that is happening currently, and complete it to get a free certification exam voucher. Again, for the Power Platform, again, we have dedicated communities. If you want to explore more and further with the Power Platform, so that would be outside the program that we have currently running, you can check out the Power Addicts community and the Microsoft 365 PNP blog, where you are able to gain access to different kinds of people within that community, providing support for the Power Platform and all of the different products within the Power Platform, so that you are able to build solutions and understand it much more better. And you can be able to share all of those solutions with the community, right? Talking about the community, we have the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors community, in which I actually mentioned earlier on. So the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors community, just to summarize it or sum it up, is that it's a community of like-minded students who want to use technology to actually build solutions that actually solve a real problem. Obviously, again, you can use the Student Ambassadors program to gain more skills, gain more knowledge in different kinds of technologies, or even in specific technology, and be able to amplify your impact as a passionate student leader and bring together like-minded peers to build vibrant digital communities across the globe. So you would be representing Nigeria as student ambassadors that are building automated solutions using the Power Platform, or actually building solutions either from the data science and analysis track, right? So in the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors community, we have Ambassador League experience, where we have dedicated leagues that are actually dedicated to a specific technology. So for an example, for the Power Platform, we have a local no-code league where we are able to bring in all the different kinds of knowledge, all the different kinds of opportunities onto the league, so that student ambassadors can be able to engage with it and get the best out of it. So also within those leagues, you are able to pursue learning paths that are actually relevant to the league topic. So the league topic would be either low code or no code, data science, or machine learning and AI. And you are able to use the workshop content that we have available on the program, where you are able to co-create the workshop content. Also, you are able to co-present that workshop content in different kinds of streaming services. So for an example, if you want to present it on YouTube or on the Microsoft React session, I know the data science track had a session earlier on today on the Microsoft Reactor. So if you want to see yourself as part of that and you want to see your face up there, I encourage you to actually apply for the ambassadors program, and then you'll be able to get such opportunities from the program. And you will be able also to collaborate on projects where you can work on projects that are looking at a specific topic, a league topic, either low code or no code, health, data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence. One thing about those projects is that they are social impact projects. So those projects would then be, you would build a solution that is actually solving a real life problem. So without wasting any more time, I would like to thank you for listening in for this session. And I hope now you have a better understanding of what the Microsoft Power Platform is and all the different kinds of products that are available to you in the Microsoft Power Platform. And you are inspired to actually learn more about the Power Platform and build solutions. And I'm really looking forward to seeing all the different kinds of solutions that we are going to build together during the length of the program. One thing I forgot to mention is that you can use the Power Platform with other technologies. So for an example, the data science track, you've heard Jeff Litch talking about Power BI in the data science track. So if you want to visualize and analyze data and create dashboards in that track as well, you want to collaborate with someone who's in that track or use someone from that track as well, you are able to use the Power Platform to actually extend all the different kinds of solutions that you are going to build out of this program. So without wasting any more time, thank you everyone. And if you guys have any questions, be sure to pop them in the chat, or I think Jefflet will allow you to come off mute and ask your question. Jefflet, thank you so much for giving me such an opportunity. Ola and Bethany as well. Thank you guys for such an amazing opportunity.
Thanks again, everybody, for joining this call. If there are any further questions, I would say share them in the Discord server. Because of time, we will not be able to go on with the questions. Finally, I wanted to walk you all through what the next 30 days in the Power Platform track would look like. So I'm going to share my screen again and walk you all through that. Great. Again, this will be shared in the Discord server, so please be sure to check it out once it is shared with all participants in the Discord server. Please let me know if you can see my screen yet.
Not yet.
Okay, so it's coming up.
Just wait. Yeah, it's loading.
Okay. It's back up, right?
Yeah.
Great. So this will be shared in the Discord server. But for the first day, our first sessions today, going to walk us through Microsoft's Power Platform, which Someleze has done an amazing job in. Next, walking through tomorrow, the two databases we can use on Microsoft's Power Platform, two major databases, Dataverse and SharePoint. Then take you on a journey proper Microsoft's Power Platform, beginning on Wednesday, when we walk you through Power Virtual Agents, which enables you build intelligent bots without having to write code. On Thursday, we get to continue from building our Power Virtual Agent bots. And for Friday, we then walk you through Power Automate, which is the automation tool in Microsoft's Power Platform. And then for our sessions on Saturday, it will be general. The links will be shared with all tracks where you get to learn something new, a soft skill that would help you as you get to grow to become the next generation of builders. For next week, we begin on Monday, continuing from Power Automate. We'll have two sessions on Monday and Tuesday that walk you through building automated solution with Microsoft's Power Automate. And then on Wednesday, we dive proper into the next application in Power Platform, PowerApps. Remember, Power Apps is used to build enterprise applications, applications that can be used within your organization or those whom you give access to. On Thursday, we would be building an application with Power Apps called a Canvas application. You get to see what it's going to be like. And then if you have data stored up somewhere, you can build model-driven applications, which will be the focus of our session next week, Friday. Our general sessions will be on Saturday and Sunday again for next week. All of these sessions would be holding on Microsoft Teams this same link. So at any point in time from today down to next week Friday, please be sure to use this link to join the course and any of the sessions. But from upper week 27th of June, we'll be having all sessions on Microsoft Reactor. Just as Someleze mentioned, the data science track had their session on Microsoft Reactor. So we'll be having the same from the 27th of June, where we are going to walk you through Power Pages. You get to build an end-to-end application utilizing the functionalities of the new member of Microsoft Power Pages. Monday and Tuesday, the time will be communicated for this session over to you. And then remember, we mentioned at the beginning that we get to work on a project. So from Wednesday, 29th of June, down to the 3rd of July, the 4th of July, we're going to build our solution. So join us on Microsoft Reactor right from there to get to connect all of these different technologies we're going to learn for the next 2 weeks together into a full structured solution. Remember, you built your GitHub account, you already have your GitHub profile. You can document all of these processes on GitHub, right? You get to include it as a project and people can contribute to it. So how do you go about it? Our last session, which will be held on July 5th, would show you how to showcase the project that we have built together on GitHub. And then it's up to you all to work on a project which for the next period of time from July 6th specifically to July 12th, you would get to work on a project of your choice, either as a team or as an individual. It's going to be a fun-packed journey. It's going to be amazing. I would advise you all to continue attending classes as much as you can. If because of one or two difficulties you cannot attend class, please be sure to check out the recording once you have access to it. If there are no questions, if there are no final thoughts, I want to say thank you very much to everybody for joining this call today. Do have a great day ahead. Goodbye.